Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Nick, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite projects, our Extreme Harlequin / Harlequin breeding project. And I want to show you all of our adult breeders, and I want to show you some of the babies that we've already had. Okay. So, as you can see, Mr. Butterworth is definitely in the mood. Thought I could get a good little intro without him biting her, but that didn't happen. So here, we'll do this. So, let's get right into it, and let's start showing off some of our beautiful, beautiful breeders here. First gecko is Mr. Butterworth, and he's actually really fired down right now, which I don't mind because you can really see those lavender and those white colors. He's really awesome. He's got a really nice head to him, and he is an Extreme Harlequin, and you can kind of see it. You see how these lateral stripes here you see how they touch the main dorsal? That's what makes an Extreme Harlequin. The more instances of that, the more extreme the Harlequin is, and the easier it is to tell it apart. But as you can see here, this section right here meets, this section right here is very close, and so on and so forth. But he's got beautiful, beautiful whites to him, and he's just really a really gorgeous gecko. Next up, here we have Betty. Now Betty is also one of our technically she's not an extreme, but the reason that I do like working with her is how much coverage she has. I believe her to be a tricolor. She also has red Dalmatian spots on her and big black Dalmatian spots on her, which so does Mr. Butterworth, and I forgot to mention that while he was out. But Betty here, just with those whites, those browns, and just really everything about her makes her just a really gorgeous gecko. And honestly, she looked like this from the time she was born, because I actually got to pick her up when she was probably maybe 3 months old or 4 months old or so. Just a really gorgeous gecko who I really enjoyed seeing change over time. This is Betty, and she is girlfriend number 1. Next up, we have Louise, who also, I mean, technically, she isn't an Extreme Harlequin. Some people definitely would say she is. Let me see here. She's trying to cooperate. She's not. She's just a really gorgeous gecko. One of our best laying females. See on that side? Ugh. As you can tell, super wide, girthy body. Just a really gorgeous gecko. Big head. She does have some Dalmatian spots on her, as you can see, just not a ton. So, really pretty Harlequin girl here, and just one that produces some really awesome babies, which I cannot wait to show you guys. Alright, up next here, we have Haley. This is a gecko I recently got from a friend who was breeding her before, and I believe her to be a Harlequin. She's a really interesting looking gecko, and I think that her and Mr. Butterworth are going to pair like really nicely together. And I just really like those browns on her. I don't know if she's definitely not an Extreme Harlequin. So while she may not be, the world's nicest Harlequin or anything like that, I think that her and Mr. Butterworth, with their color differences and things like that, I think that we're kind of in store for some really, really interesting babies. I am trying to bulk her up a little bit. Just a little bit more before I breed her. Yeah, right now she is about 40, she might be 40 grams on the dot, maybe 45, somewhere in that range. I'd like her to be a consistent 45, just so I feel more comfortable breeding her. But let's move on to the next girlfriend. Next up, we have Big Bertha here. Big Bertha, just for a background story, because she is obviously a massive crested gecko. When I got her, the owner had told me that he had only fed her crickets for 2 years. So the first 2 years of this girl's life, or at whatever point he received her, he never fed the Pangea Crested Gecko diet or any diet like that because he thought that it was overpriced and all they needed was crickets. So that's how you end up with an obese gecko here who actually has lost about 10 grams since I got her. So she's definitely been on a diet. She was a breeder for us last year. She produces some really awesome babies. Trying out a new pairing for her and Mr. Butterworth just to see what she can produce, because she produces some really awesome looking babies. And once again, I'm just kind of going with contrasting colors here and just something that I find interesting. You can see she has a pinstripe here. It's just phantom. which is really cool, and that's a really awesome trait to have and to be able to work with. And she's got just a big old head here. I mean, that's my thumb, and that's her head. That's a big old head. So really interesting gecko here. Really excited to see what her and Mr. Butterworth can produce together. All right, and the last gecko here for our extreme Harlequin group is actually going to be Jane here. Now, while Jane is not, she's not really even a Harlequin. She is actually more of a flame based on the patterning on her legs here, the lack thereof. But one thing that I really want to go for, and this is where breeding kind of where it comes into where what are you looking to produce here? And as you can see, she's very light in color. So is Mr. Butterworth. I want to produce more lavender-based geckos that are as light as Jane is here and as light as Mr. Butterworth is. Now, when Mr. Butterworth fires up, he is that deep lavender color. When Jane fires up, she's a little bit darker, a little more on the brown side. If you were to take lavender and add some brown to it, that'd be more what color she is. But I definitely think that based on her cream and her really light sides here and those big portholes, I'm really excited to see what these two produce because I think that their color palettes match up so nicely. So hopefully we can be able to you know, produce some living art like that. So that to me is a really cool pairing. But now what I want to do is I want to go show you guys some of our extreme Harlequin babies that we produced from last year. So let's go do that. This is the first Harlequin, extreme Harlequin baby. This one is probably my favorite. I take that back. Second favorite-ish. But you can just see crazy extreme Harlequin here. I just am so excited to see this one grow more and more. It is just a gorgeous gecko. Beautiful portholes on it. Yeah, so you can just see wonderful coverage on both sides and just a really awesome gecko. I do apologize for the bad lighting in here, but I guess I just have to trust me that this gecko is freaking stunning. Here we have two more really nice extremes, or just come from the extreme group. Just really pretty babies, really awesome. And all these, they're in a different spot because they're kind of in my grow out hold back area. So that's why everything's a little different here. But you can just see awesome. Alright, here you can see a little bit of a bigger one. Got some really nice portholes on it, really nice Dalmatian spots. Just really pretty. Really enjoyed this gecko too. So here's another super duper light one. It's got that really nice white portholes on it and really nice cream sides, dark base. Just a really pretty Harlequin potential extreme. As you can kind of see those sides there, they almost touch. It's a very small gecko still, so it could change a lot. This one's really cool too because it has some really nice Dalmatian spots on it. You can kind of see those big little black dots on it. This is a really nice gecko too here. And once again, all these come from Mr. Butterworth and then either Betty or Louise because that's all we had last season. So this season we're adding 3 new females and it's just going to be really exciting to see what they can produce. And this one is just the craziest one that they've produced. I mean, it looks like a super Dalmatian. I mean, that is just, right? Isn't that crazy? I'm just kidding, this isn't their baby. That'd be pretty sweet if it was though. I mean, that would be crazy, but it's not. But that is all their babies, guys, so let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up the video. I hope you're as excited about the Extreme Harlequin project as I am. Comment down below which pairing you're most excited about and which baby was your favorite, either or. But if not, just give this video a big thumbs up, it really helps out, and please hit that subscribe button, and until next time guys, stay safe and stay positive.